So what's good, Adam?
I'm working out.
Yeah, I see that you're really focused on.
The gym.
Yeah,
Bully Bandit. Go follow. 12-week challenge. Donating to the kids.
nice. We'll see you push up 10 weights, right? 10-pound weights.
Bro, let's go. You get in the gym with me and we'll see. All right? I'm freaking jacked right now.
I'm sure you'll beat me.
I'll tell you what. I can't eat all this food. That's the biggest thing. So much food. And I got to still get my cardio in every day. So I'm fully committed. 10 more weeks to go. It feels like it's been like a month already, but it's only been 2 weeks. So.
Well, I've been committed in my weight loss program. 10 pounds since the year started. So
attaboy.
I feel like I need to push through. There's like a little bit of a barrier right now.
I think you're just not getting enough cardio in.
That's true. I mean, most of my days are work, baby at home, trying to get stuff around the house done. But that's pretty much it.
How you been enjoying working in the office for the last few months?
It's been good, man. It's been the kind of structure I need. I think sitting next to you, I kind of see like your day-to-day problems that possibly other agents are experiencing, and that's an eye-opener.
Is it depressing how much, like, when I used to tell you, like, I never work, and then you're like...
I wouldn't say depressing, but I could see why they would pay you the big bucks to handle a lot of these problems, because I probably would get no sleep at night.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine?
My weekends would be shot.
Oh, dude. Well, I was talking to an agent today, and then, like, there's, like, 50 grand on the line. Ooh. So, but, yeah. No, it's different. I think you kind of have to go through, like, the beginning stages, right, where you work all the time. Like, when I started, like, working all the time and, like, in the office and, like, doing so much, like, nonsense to figure out, like, what you like to do, what doesn't like to do. And, like, it just kind of, like, I don't know. I feel like when you go into sales, you got to, like, do the first 3 years of, like, grinding. And then I think you kind of, like, taper off and you kind of, like, figure out your way after that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going through that right now. I think the first couple of years that side has been a grind, and I've just been focused on, putting in my time, because I know, down the line, it's going to get easier, right? Which is probably how it's been with your career, right? You're working
I think it's just different challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, now it's like directional company. Like, the deals will still always come in. You know what I mean? Because, like, you kind of, like, when the markets, you kind of do, when you start doing this, it's almost like, after you've done it once and then you do it again and then you kind of do it again, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I could do this.
Right.
It's kind of like almost like natural. Like, all right, like, I'm going to do my 30-something deals this year. You don't know how you're going to do it. For me personally, I don't really know how it happens, but then you're like, oh, okay.
It kind of works out.
Yeah, it just always kind of works itself out.
Yeah. Well, being in this career, right, have you even thought about retirement and exit strategy? And
No.
What's the game plan?
The game plan is, I don't really know yet. I mean, obviously the goal is to buy apartments, but right now for me, it's about building the company and trying to see, like, what direction I want to go. I was actually talking to Adam Owens the other day on the golf course, and I'm thinking about getting a second job. But I want to maybe start...
Second job?
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to maybe start this year, but in this year, I want to start a consulting business.
Okay. Now, are you going to focus on a particular industry, or what?
I think I wouldn't mind doing coaching for real estate agents, or actually, who I'd love to work with? Not realtors. I would love to work with the people in the real estate industry, like people like you, people like title reps, loan officers. I think I would want to work with those people more than realtors.
Huh.
So that would be like the game plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because, like, I enjoy it so much and it forces me to think of new stuff. Because the hard part is sometimes you just kind of get in that same, like, monotonous thing that it's like I want to do something new to, like, interact with me, because, like, real estate's so, like, autopilot now. Like, nothing really phases me.
Right.
Like, I can go into listings and get them. I can show houses. I can do that. So it's like, what can I do outside of... It's in my niche to make me more money, because I don't think I make enough money yet per year to, like, build an exit plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, you've talked about coaching as like a different avenue that you want to take outside of real estate? Because I think the goal, right? You said that you want to get out of sales.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to get out of sales. I just would love to. I love consulting, right? Like I would love to work for Side as a consultant for their agents and train agents in the social media or podcast platform or whatever, because it's like those people are just more. They just appreciate you more. You know what I mean? Because you're bringing value to the table, and they know how valuable it is because they've tried it to do it themselves, or they've interacted with other people that haven't been able to help them. I think the real reason why real estate people, buyers and sellers, don't appreciate them, they just don't work with enough agents. I mean, like my parents are in their 60s and they've bought and sold 2 houses their whole life. You know what I mean? So it's like you really don't know a great real estate agent through a bad one. You just don't know. A really bad agent can have an easy deal, and your client might think you're amazing. Or the opposite. You could have a really great agent and everything goes wrong, and they still figure it all out, but they think like you kind of don't have control as an agent if someone thinks you're good or not. Right. Because the market determines if a house sells or not, right? Right. And I can't control if hiccups come up. All I can do is solve them. Right. But if it's like hiccup after hiccup after hiccup after hiccup, they don't really think about like, oh man, he solved all those problems. It's like, oh, what else? So I think that's my biggest thing is that.
Yeah, most people don't really go with a professional in terms of real estate and even affiliate services, right? Yeah. They go with their best friend. They go with someone that they know. And you're right. They can't even tell if they've had a good experience or not. I could tell you that recently I just refied my house and I had a terrible experience. Mm-hmm. That probably took like maybe what's supposed to be a 30-day escrow or whatever. Or not even escrow. I mean, it just took 5 months from beginning to end.
Isn't that crazy? And the crazy thing is that person has a job still. And no one will ever know that person's bad at their job.
I mean, it could be a little bit of both, right? Because I have worked with her before in the past and I've seen her crank out deals. But I think the support behind that person, the infrastructure was terrible. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to name names or companies, but I could tell right off the bat.
That's a difference between me and you.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's the thing too, is I wish the problem is that like anytime I put an agent on blast online, I always had people like, you can't do that. It's like, why? We all complain about these crappy real estate agents that never get back to you, never return your phone calls, never can get you into a house, never are very unprofessional, blah, 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 blah. And then they go like, oh, well, you can't put those people on blast. It's like, well, why not? If we continued, as a group of people raise the bar of real estate in all aspects, loan officers, brokerages, agents, title reps, home warranty, escrow, if we just said like, we're done, we're going to raise the bar and we're going to exit out half the industry because they're just not good, like, isn't that better for everyone in general? You know, I think that's the thing. I wish realtor dues were $10,000 a year and more than just $600. Yeah. If you'd say it's $10,000, how many people exit out of the industry if it's $10,000?
Oh, like the barrier of entry you're talking about?
See, I don't want the barrier of entry to get into real estate be harder because I don't know if I would have been able to get into it. But I think I think it should financially hit you. Right. Just because someone can pass a test doesn't mean they're a good realtor. Yeah. Because it's two separate things.
I think it's dependent on the brokerage, but
100%.
You're saying that maybe association fees should be
I think association fees should be $10,000 a year. Yeah, easily, even maybe more.
They definitely need to raise the bar a little bit, but yeah, who knows what that could be. I mean, financially it makes sense. Like, hey, if you really want to take this on and this is a serious profession you want to take, you got to put up the money.
Because if the test is harder, okay, other people can still pass the test, but if it's financially hitting you, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, I only do 3 deals a year, why am I going to pay $10,000 to keep my license? You're just not going to do it. You're gonna say, forget it, I'm out.
Right. Well, it's kind of like, why medical schools, they have a higher barrier of entry. For sure. Because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. Do you want to like get out of school and have $300,000 worth of debt? Right. You know what I mean?
But I mean, let's look at the professionals, right? Or at least someone who's starting to become more full-time, really take this job seriously. I've had a lot of meetings where they really have no idea what that exit strategy is. They're just worried about the next deal, right? And
I don't think anyone gets into this job thinking exit strategy.
But it is the most entrepreneurial position to be in, and without an exit strategy, like, you're not going to be opening doors until you're 70 or 80, right?
I don't know, man. I think that's the problem, is that it gets easier as you go. And so like we just talked about, like a lot of people just use people they know. So it's not like you have to get better. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I think that a lot of agents think they can hang around forever, because they do that. I mean, I think a lot of agents, always think about maybe buying properties in the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I also think that it's such a small number of people, realtors, in the big scheme of thing, that are actually like in it big enough to even have an exit plan.
I just had a meeting last week with an agent who was 52 years old, and he was like, you know what, Brian, I'm 52 years old. I'm just starting to think about an exit strategy. You're hitting on all the points that, I've been thinking about for the longest time. He's like, I'm in with this side model. Like, tell me a little bit more, right? Because I think before side, and this is obviously a little bit of a, what do we call this? Like my plug, my side plug.
That's what I would say. Here's your 1 minute. Here's your 1 minute to sell side.
Exactly. Before side even existed, if you really wanted to build an equitable real estate business, you would have to be an independent broker.
You have to be a broker, yeah.
You have to be a broker, right? There's no way you can sell your business affiliated with somebody else. But then after side, it gives you an opportunity for you to start your business without even having to worry about the infrastructure, the operational side of the business, or the liability, right? So what you can do is have an independent company out there, which is what we did for you. And now you truly have an asset that you can build for the next 20 or 30 years and then sell it.
Yeah, I think it's just like the direction, you know what I mean? And of what the direction you want to go, I mean, like, me, I always go back and forth about having a team or having an office full of agents or whatever. And so like, that's the biggest thing too, is that where it's like, what do you even want to be? I mean, the nice thing for me is like, just street cred's the most important thing for me. You know what I mean? When you go into a meeting and you're going against like a Keller Williams or a Century 21 or Remax or something like that, you can always say like, well, this is my company.
Right.
And I don't care what anyone says, like that means more to people than, I work for Keller Williams.
Founder versus realtor is a little bit of a different type of way of looking at your status.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to explain your credentials and your reputation. But I think with you, one thing that really struck me with you, Adam, is that you wanted multiple streams of income. That's why you have your media company, right? That's why you have your real estate business.
Yeah.
That's why you're probably trying to
get into consulting. Yeah.
Yeah, consulting. I mean, you strike me as the individual that you need to be doing like.
I'm bored a lot.
4 or 5. Yeah.
I mean, Brian has definitely noticed. Like, I get pissed at Brian. The only reason we're doing this podcast now because I'm bored today, and Brian's meeting got canceled. I'm like, let's go do a podcast. He's like, what are we gonna talk about? I'm like, let's just get in there. Let's just see what happens. And he's like, all right, let's go in there. I mean, that's the thing too.
You
is
definitely
like,
are bored.
Me?
Yeah.
All the time. Isn't it crazy?
But I'm disciplined enough to like
fight off of it.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm not drinking right now, right? But isn't that crazy? But okay, perception of before you came here to now.
Right.
So many people think I'm so busy.
You should be busy.
No. I like my life. But you know what I mean? Like, so many people are like, oh, you probably just work so much. Yeah, I'm in the office a lot. I like hanging out in my office. I like shooting content.
Right.
But like I don't cold call or door knock. So the actual like consistently banging the phones, I don't really do that. And so it's like I have shown a way to do a lot of business compared to most agents.
Right.
And I'm not the big scheme of things, but
right.
I'll take plus 30 plus a year. Sorry. And without having to be that way. Mm. And I don't know when realtors are going to start realizing that. Like, let's be honest, how many realtors do we know that if they came here for a week and they're like, dude, how does this guy do so many deals and he doesn't really like grind?
Well, you were grinding in the beginning.
Yeah, but like content grinding. I'm telling you, man, it's like the wave of the future that no one wants to jump on, but then everyone consumes it. That's what I don't understand about this industry, is that we consume technology, but then in our business, no one wants to use it.
Yeah, adoption is pretty hard in this industry.
I just don't process that. Is that we're still leaning on postcarding. Perfect example. I sent out 3,000 postcards last week, 2 weeks ago now. Cost me like $1,000, not one phone call.
Oh, you're
just sold. Not one. Right? But like that's what people do. And it's just like, or like cold calling. It's like we have not, and then we're shocked when like, why did Zillow buy Showing Time? Well, it's obvious why Zillow bought Showing Time. It's because now they have data on what the market's doing in every market.
Right.
It's like, when are we gonna start realizing like we need to like everyone's like increasing their ability around us other than our industry, and even loan officers are not that great, title's not that great, escrow's not that great, and then they wonder why these tech companies can come in. Do I think tech companies are the greatest? No, because they're not real estate agents and they don't know what real estate people do on the day to day. Which I will say this about Everett, my business coach, he's starting to realize, because I'm very honest with him what I deal with on a daily basis, and I think he's starting to process it. And definitely you've seen what we actually really do around here, and so it's like, I don't get it. Yeah, I literally do not get agents.
Yeah, you hit a point there. I think agents really need to start diversifying where their business is coming from and become less dependent on Zillow and a lot of these lead gen platforms. And I think you're on the money with what you're doing with video content and, helping small businesses. I think the branding side of things, you're going to be like well known in this community because of that. Your digital footprint's like,
dude, over 100,000 impressions a month. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I never would thought and I'm not even that big. I could not imagine being like Instagram famous or YouTube, have a million, even 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Well, I mean, what I like about your approach is that sure, you might not be generating the results right now, but what is it that you say that you're building up all this equity?
I build up equity in people.
Yeah,
that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I like that approach.
I just think it's just the way to do business. You know what I mean? Bring value to someone before. I mean, like, even right now, someone's texting me right now asking me video questions. He's a realtor. I don't need to answer them, right? Like, but I'm getting back to him because it's like, you know what? Like, I think that's like, it's in the big scheme of things, providing value when you need nothing from that person is like the honest, true goal. Because there maybe one day I'll actually need something from him. Probably not.
Right.
You never know. Maybe he has a listing. Maybe, I don't. But just like in general, in human beings, like, I have no problem helping. All right, this is gonna sound terrible, but I'll say it. Like, I don't like giving homeless people money, right? Because they're just begging for money. But when I see someone who's trying, right? When I see a small business owner trying, when I see that realtor trying, like, this guy's trying right now. He's trying to do video. He's trying. So for me, it's like, why would I turn down someone who's trying? Like, I'm all about seeing the person try. If someone's trying, they deserve help.
Right.
That's all I say. Like, if you're trying to get better, I should not turn you away from helping you.
Well, I do appreciate the advice you gave me at the beginning of the year about how to break through the noise with agents. And I think you kept it very simple and just saying, hey, just go deep, make that personal connection with that person. You're going to stand out for that reason.
Because here's the thing. If they don't sign with you, you know what? You gave them a gift that they're going to remember. And
you put some thought.
They put thought behind it, and they cannot be mad at you for what you just did. And so that's the thing, is like, right or wrong, if you're trying or not trying, or I think that's why I like putting content out. It's because if you like my video or you don't like the video, if it brought you some type of value or made you think for one quick second, even if you think the video makes me look like a jackass and you think I'm an idiot, it made you think for 1 second, maybe what he just said is right. Or maybe what he's saying could be right. Or, that makes me think, am I doing the right thing? Should I sell my house? Should I buy my house? Should I run my business away? Like, if I can get you to think for 1 second and get you out of the norm, then I did my job.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always say the goal is not to get picked as a real estate agent on every deal. The goal is, at least if real estate comes up, my name has to pop in your head.
Right.
And if I can do that with everyone that knows me or sees my stuff, that's all I can ask. Because I can't control if their best friend's mom's cousin is a realtor and they've known him for 25 years. I can't compete with that person.
Or I just signed a contract with.
Yeah, just sign a contract. Yeah, or just sign a contract. You know what I mean? Like, I just signed a contract. But so it's like the factors of people that are concerned about things they can't control.
Right.
That stops them from doing what they're doing. I mean, like, how many people? I mean, I'm proud of you because like you're starting to shoot way more video, and like today you're like, no one's watched my videos. It sucks, dude. It sucks. It sucks to shoot content and be like, that's a badass video that's dropping straight knowledge and no one's watching it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that video could help so many people and someone will not watch it. No one's watching it. Like, that, it gets hard, man.
But I'll tell you what, it does prove the fact that agents really do need systems, because I've sent those videos out via social DMs, text message, email, 0 response. They're just buried in like,
dude, you're
communication.
You're just fighting so much noise now.
Right.
That's the thing that people don't get, is that,
I mean, you've got 2 phones, right?
Every day, bro. I got 2 phones, and we got 3 cameras on us right now, and another 4 cameras in the office, and 3 GoPros, and 2 drones, and tons of mics, and tons of lights. And I think what people don't get is like, you're fighting so much noise now that you have to do so much just to get someone's attention. And no one's ever putting enough work in. It's like TikTokers. I don't have TikTok, but like, or YouTube. It's like you have to drop YouTube videos every single day, and you just hope one of those videos pop to just get enough attention for your next one to pop, and then your next one, or viral, or just getting a little momentum. The problem is that no one puts enough effort in to get through the noise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when people ask me, I'm like, I've been doing it for 5 years, and I'm barely just. And honestly, I think this year will probably be my biggest year because of the podcast.
Sure.
The podcast room is getting me so much more attention because I'm promoting other people. So then all their friends want to watch it. That's the only thing that's really working for me right now.
Right.
But now when you look at my platform, it's like, oh, he does podcasts and he does real estate, right? Like, the worst is like, Gary Vee posted something today or yesterday, and I shared it. And shout out to Gary Vee. If you ever watch this, you're the man. I hope I meet you one day.
Shout out to Jersey.
Yeah, seriously, Jersey, freaking. Is that post what you want to be known for, not what you're gonna get likes. And it's so true. So many people post because they live off the enjoyment of likes. I don't even look at my likes, because what does it matter? I can't control if someone likes my video or not.
Right.
I remember watching a girl at the bank who's just scrolling, and she'd look at a photo for like literally 30 seconds and then just scroll by. Like, the video that caught her attention, but she didn't even like it. She just kept scrolling.
Yeah. Then
stared at another one, keep scrolling. And so it's like, I know what could get me more likes. I just don't do it.
So I would say, I mean, I guess the biggest challenge in sales, I don't know if you see it on your end working with homeowners and buyers, but it's just breaking through the noise.
Yeah, it's breaking through the noise.
How do you break through the noise and maybe getting more listings? Like, what's your approach there?
I don't really have one, to be honest. I just kind of remind people that I do real estate every day, and I make a lot of honest videos, and I turn business down. The listing I have right now that I'm going to sell in 2 days, back in November, they called me. I told them, don't sell your house. It's dumb. The last listing I just got coming up on the market in a month, I met with them back in December. Don't sell your house. It's dumb. It's not a smart move for you.
Like, wait until
just wait. This is not a right move. You shouldn't be doing this. This is the most important thing. Like, honesty is the most important thing. And I don't give a crap what anyone says. Like, something I always ride and die with, the number one rule, and I always say this, the number one rule, you always do what's best for your family.
Right.
And that's what I always say to my clients. Your number one rule is you got to do what's best for your family. And whatever that is, that's my job to match whatever is best for them. It's not my goal. It's not my job to tell you what's best.
Right.
Because I don't know what that is. My goal is to give you every option out there, and then you decide which one is best for your family, and then I adjust to that one.
I mean, you've always said that selling your house is circumstantial, right?
Yes, exactly.
So no matter what the market conditions.
No, I mean, the market.
Forced to sell or buy.
Yeah, no one cares about the market. No one cares about money. No one gives a F about money. Stop acting like we do. Because if we did, none of us would have iPhones. None of us would wear any name brand stuff. No, we wouldn't have expensive watches on. No one cares about money. We need to stop acting like we do. Because if you did, you wouldn't do half the things you do.
That's true.
It's the truth.
You would save.
You would save so much money if you did not care about. If you cared about money, you wouldn't do half the things you do. You can drive a shitty Honda Civic. You could, right? Most people, what do? They drive a car way too more expensive than they can afford.
Overextend themselves.
Right?
Yeah.
Wearing those Nikes, right? I finally bought new shoes. It's been like 4 years, and every shoe I bought was on sale.
Actually, yeah.
And they look fresh to death. I'm not going to lie. But here's the thing. What's so funny, I'm now going to buy more shoes. You know why? It makes me feel better. I was wearing those new kicks the other day, and I bought a new sweater, and I was wearing some nice jeans, and I felt like $1,000,000. Money is a tool. That's all it is.
So why do you hustle every day? What's your why, Adam?
I don't know. No, you know what my why is? I want to be known. Every room I walk in, I want everyone to know my name. That's what I want. Good, bad, or difference. I want to walk into a room and I want everyone to know who I am every single time I go into a room. Right? And I want to impact you so much that you actually have to remember who I am. As much as people in this industry sometimes don't like me because I think I raise the bar and I make content that they are realizing they should be making.
Right.
And they're jealous of me, and that's fine. That it's like, I walk in a room, hate or love me, you know who I am.
Well, I mean, you're doing stuff that nobody else is doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's like, how many people can I truly impact? Because when I die, whenever that time comes, if it's tomorrow and next week or in a year or in 10 years or 20 years, right? What are people going to say? They're not going to care how many houses I freaking sold.
Right.
They're not going to care. They're not going to care what kind of car I drove. They're not going to care what kind of shoes I wore. They're not going to care how much money's in my checking account. They're not going to care about any of that. And you know what's sad? And it probably will only last for 10 seconds or a one day. So how much can you impact someone's life that you can affect their life for one day? Think about that for 1 second. The biggest, Kobe Bryant dies, right?
Right.
How many people still think about him? Probably not that many. But for 1 week or one moment, everyone stopped for a second.
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't just because he was a good basketball player.
No, he impacted a lot of people's
Exactly.
lives. Yeah.
So how many people that you can impact in your world that when you die, you affect them for just one day?
So doing what you do now, like at what point do you feel like what you've done now is considered successful?
Never. I'm never successful. And I'm broke every day. I tell myself I'm poor every day. Every day I walk in, I say I'm poor.
Just to motivate yourself?
Just because the moment you don't think that, the moment you start acting different, the moment you stop working hard.
Complacency.
Yeah. The moment I stop, I'm not successful yet. I'm not even close to where I want to be at. I haven't impacted enough people in this world. Because the more people that know me, the more people I impact, the more money I will make. And the more money I make, the more people I can help. So it's an ongoing circle.
So what does that look like? Because I hear that you want to make everyone else successful, impact everybody else's lives. So what's success for you? Success
is seeing other people grow. Right? It makes me feel better when I see you do something that we pushed you to the next level. When you walk in my office and you do your little fun dance after you just got off a big call. Yes, Brian does a fun dance. That makes me feel better than when I get a success. Because my successes to me, it sounds awful to say, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
Adam, let's be real. You just want the testimonial for your coaching series.
100%. But like the way I came up in baseball, right? You had a great game, you're supposed to. I'm supposed to sell houses. That's my job. I'm supposed to get you the most money for it's my job. It's my job to handle everything. I don't need a good job. That's my job. This is what I'm here to do. Right? I'm the worst at taking compliments because it's like I look at it as like, this is what I'm here to do. Let me just do what I do.
Right.
So for me, I get more joy from you and from people around me doing things that they want to do, that I can help them do in this podcast room with the media team, with my voice, just like talking to Zach, doing the Bully Bandit. He's like, dude, you've grown Bully Bandit by 40% in 1 week just because of what you post.
I mean, that's a pretty serious statement right there. You've impacted his business.
Exactly. And so how can I help? And ask for nothing because I don't need anything from him. You know? And that's the great feeling. I don't need nothing from no one.
But he'll remember that.
For sure. He will. And you know what? And where it's a win-win. It's like in real estate. You're going to hire someone.
Right.
Who are you going to hire? You want to hire someone that is just going to buy and sell your house, or just to help you sell your house and then gone? Or are you going to hire the guy that's going to be here forever? That I know that you have a nonprofit that I can help you with, or your kid has a freaking team that needs to be sponsored, or you're starting a business and you want help promoting it.
So do you believe in karma, Adam?
Of course. Of course. Karma is the most important thing in the world. I mean, who gives? I mean, sadly, I don't give a what anyone thinks about me, because I can't control what someone thinks.
Right.
I could be doing the nicest thing in the world and they might think I'm working an angle on them. I can't control if they believe me or not. That's fine. Yeah. I know what's the truth.
Well then, okay, let's talk about that a little bit, because I think what I'm hearing is that you're all about give.
For sure.
Impacting people's lives.
100%.
So at what point do you draw the line where you feel like you're being taken advantage?
The moment they stop trying.
Okay.
If you keep pushing, I'll keep pushing, right? If you keep showing up every day, I'll keep showing up every day, right? That's the moment I stop, was when you stop. I'll go as hard as you go.
Got it.
Like with you, right? You know how many people, like if you were like barely here and then one time you hit me up, hey, can we do this video? And then like I go, yeah, let's do a video. And then you go, oh, bro, I can't make it. I'd be like, all right, I'm done. Because you stopped trying.
The commitment levels up.
Yeah, you got to commit to me and I'll commit to you.
Right.
And so that's my biggest.
That's I like that. I mean, I feel like any kind of business relationship, there's got to be commitment between parties.
It's not even in business. It's just relationships in general.
That too.
The moment the other person quits, I'm quitting. I'm not going to fight for you. I'm sorry. Like my thing is like, I'm in all aspects, relationships and business.
Sure.
Listen, I'm helping you. What's a win-win, right? You're bringing to the table, I bring to the table. The moment you take off the table, I'm not putting anything on the table. I'm out.
That's a good way to look at it.
Because each person should be fighting and helping the other person at all times.
So then it's hard. I mean, how do you put ego aside? Because I feel like sometimes the ego gets in the way.
Because the ego don't matter. Because your ego is not worth it. I mean, who cares if who am I trying to be worried if they think I'm the best or not?
Right.
Instagram? I'm worried about people on Instagram or Facebook? Why do I give a F about those people? I don't know them. I don't care. Like, seriously, I got like 3 people that I'm like, okay, if this person thinks my best friend Chris, my best friend Daniel, and probably Brittany, if one of those 3 people say something, I'm like, and there's something like totally like I'm like, ooh, maybe I am wrong. Right. Or maybe like, maybe I did come off, or maybe like I'll think for a second. My parents can't even affect me.
Huh.
Because I am so, like, I always say this. My mom used to say to me, she's like, you always think you're right. And I said, when the world starts proving me that I'm wrong, I'll start believing it, but it keeps on proving that I'm always right. So I'm going to keep going with that. I got here for a reason. It ain't by accident.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell everyone. What I do works. The problem is you don't do it enough.
You overthink it. Or you're just not genuine enough. Because the problem is that at the end of the day, people know if you're full of shit. That's true. See, I think you know what's really helped me is definitely sports. I know this is cliche, but sports allowed me to be coachable.
For sure.
And so I've had a lot of mentors from lacrosse, soccer, even in college, like just on the academic side, that I really value the input. But it goes back to what you were saying, is that they were willing to push me as much as I wanted to be 100%. Pushed. And I think the moment you stop wanting that is when you stop seeing any kind of success or any kind of growth.
I mean, ego got me in so many houses when I was younger because I had an ego. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, dude, I'm like begging for people to like help me. I'm not the best in the room. I'm searching. I'm searching for people to help me out. I'm dying for it. I'm like, dude, I would hop on a plane today if Ryan Serhant or some big time person was like, yo, I just found you on Instagram. I think you're awesome. I want to meet with you. If Gary Vee called me right now and said, can you be in New York by tomorrow morning? I'd be on a flight right now.
Take the red eye, right?
I would literally be out.
Yeah.
Like I never have missed a meeting with anyone that I want to meet with. I have driven hours and hours and hours to meet with someone for 30 minutes if I really wanted to meet with them.
Right.
Like, I have no, like, I'm not, that's the thing that I hate, is that I've built up this perception that I am egotistical and it's hard because after you set this precedent, you kind of, and that's why I just kind of stopped caring what people think, because it's like, dude, you watch a 30-second clip from one of my videos. You don't know me. You think you know me. You've seen the 30-second clip. One of the big issues, one of the big videos I know people had an issue with, the video was me saying if all you bring to the table is what you do for a job, stop networking. Because it's like, cool, what else? Okay, you and everyone else does exactly what you do. You need to bring more to the table than just your job.
Yeah. I mean, you were challenging people.
Yeah, exactly. And people didn't like it. And I said, that's fine. I said, because you don't bring nothing else to the table. And you don't want to admit that you bring nothing else to the table, or you don't want to have to increase your skills.
I think we call that level up.
Exactly. It's just like the other day I was on that listing and the lady was like, what do you do that no other agent could do? I said, my personal brand gets seen more times than any other agent in Riverside. My personal brand does. So you're trying to tell me your house isn't going to be on my Instagram. Your house isn't going to be on my YouTube channel. Your house is not going to be on my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, my freaking Twitter. Like, you're going to be everywhere. No other agent can say they do that. Not one. And I would love for another agent to come up that does deals. Listen, if you're a hot chick, that doesn't count. I'm sorry. You that doesn't. If you're a hot girl that all you do is post your, like, you're not. We're not in the same game. I'm not competing with you. And we can make that a 1-minute clip. But yeah, man, I think that's why I want to do more speaking engagements, and I want to do more because I think I am different than everyone else. And I think if you get me on stage, I mean, like right now, we're just freestyling.
Yeah.
Like, you get me on stage in front of a room of 400 agents, I bet you I can get almost all of them to think differently just for one day.
Of course. But, you know, people are going to ask you, like, how do you measure results and stuff?
I do deals. I do deals. And I do deals every single year. And I don't grind. I work out at 12:30 on a Monday. I mountain bike every day.
Because the last thing you want to do is get up on stage, talk about social media marketing, and they're like, how many deals did you get out of this? Oh, yeah, 0.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like, the listing I just pulled yesterday, social media.
No, I know you get deals, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, no, for sure.
People are always going to ask
for sure.
results.
And you can ask away, ask away. But I mean, like, and I've done it every year. Though what sucks is there's a lot of people that hit me up that don't turn into clients. Right? Buyers and buyers, mostly buyers, you know, that just can't qualify. They just don't make any money. But those still count as people coming through my social media. I have 3 people trying to get qualified right now, and probably 3 of them can't.
Right.
I'm not going to say it's obviously it freaking works.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, listen, do I think
for someone that does it cold call or door knock?
I've never cold called and door knocked in my life, and I've done, you know, we've almost done $100 million in sales in 5 years, dude. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
Not for this market, that's not bad. I'm going to pass $100 million in sales this year.
I mean, that's, you know, your average is about 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know. I know. I'm kind of just barely making it, you know what I mean? Just barely making it. So
I'm gonna provide a plug for Resilient Real Estate.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So if you're a young, hungry agent and you really want to learn this industry, work with the best, definitely hit up Adam.
Yeah, I think that it's just we need to change the game.
And you got to be a risk taker.
You got to, dude. You can't be scared to do this game because here's the thing: who are you scared of? Like literally, like it's all mental. Who are you really scared of?
Well, you know,
someone's gonna make fun of you.
I think you got to put yourself in the mindset like everybody else is hustling just like you. Everyone's got to grind just like you. You know, we all got to deal with it.
I mean, I just think that like the reason why I do social and the reason why I don't door knock or cold call is because I hate bugging people. I just don't like it. I don't like knocking on some stranger's door. They're not in the mental state of having to have a conversation with me.
Right.
With the way I do it is it's all inbounding. And they're in the mental state of wanting to talk about real estate with me.
Right.
You know, it's like today, I drive around in a van with a face on it. A guy in the gym today was like, hey, you're the guy in the van. Yeah, you're real estate? Yeah. What do you think's going to happen in the real estate market? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, see you around. Deuces.
Let me get your name and number.
Yeah, dude, go for it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing is like, I mean, you have to start realizing, like, what are you scared of?
Right.
Seriously, like, what are you scared of?
Take a risk, see if it works.
It's not even taking a risk. It's not like it's not like you're jumping out of a freaking plane. Like, seriously, it's not like you have a chance of dying.
You're right. But, I mean, just bet on yourself is what I'm trying to say.
I just think people are scared that they might not be as good as they think they are. And they might bet on themselves. I honestly think that's why people don't try. Because the moment you try and you fail, you then can't say, oh, if I would have tried harder.
Right.
You automatically take that out. Right? And maybe that's why I don't cold call or door knock, because I don't think I'd be good at it. And then I would do it, get no deals from it, fail, and be like, oh, well, I suck at it. And that's okay too. I suck at those things. That's fine.
Last week you challenged me to get some appointments. Right?
I did.
And you were like, get 2 appointments, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up getting 4.
Exactly.
But I dug deep.
You gotta dug. And the thing that you can't do this alone.
Right.
I'm not even doing this alone. I got a crew around me. I got my assistant. I got other people I hit on. The moment you think you can do this on yourself, you can't. Listen, the top athletes in the world, we all look up to athletes. They need a team around them. Right. They have coaches. They have teammates. They have trainers. They have nutritionists. They have their assistant. They have their family. They have anything and everyone around them. And then we wonder why they're so great. Can you imagine if you had that many people around you and like all you had to do was like
show up and play?
Yeah, show up and do one thing every single day, and that's all you did? I mean, and then we wonder why people don't make it. It's because they're trying to do every little thing possible when it's like, dude, you just have to realize you need help, and that's okay.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why we view our relationships with our agents as partnerships, because you can only do so much at a certain level without really considering, okay, what's my support system? If I needed to get to 30 to 50 million in sales, like I'm going to need a support system and infrastructure to really help me get there. So I think it's important. You can't do it on your own.
No, and I think that, and if you think, and you have to realize, do you think Keller Williams give 2 about you? They don't.
No.
You think I worked for a mom and pop shop when I first got in the industry. I was the number 1 agent there, and I had a team, and I was making him the most money, and I was training all his agents, and I still walked, and he said, okay.
Yeah, you were building his equity.
Exactly. I was building his company, and I still walked, and he didn't give 2 craps about me, and I made that guy a lot of money and a lot of brand equity.
Sorry, I almost messed
No, you're
this
fine.
up.
I hit this all the time. So that's the thing is it's like, do you think they care? No, they don't.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that really baffles me is that you agents, like, you guys do everything. You do your own deals. You cultivate your own opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you dependent on the brokerage for?
Because you're scared.
Yeah.
Because you're scared, and that's all it is. It's fear. And you look around,
but you're doing the same thing.
Like, you look around and you see every agent failing around you, and you go, I need it here. I need it. I need to be here. I needed this big office. I need an office. Why do you need an office? Who cares? You don't even come into your office. And then when you come into your office, you got no one supporting you anyways. Or keep going to your Keller Williams meetings. Keep going to those because they're working great. The average agent does less than 5 deals a year. There's a 95% fail rate. When are we going to start realizing what other industry?
It's all about you.
What other industry, if there was 95% fail rate and we're below the poverty line in real estate deals, that we would think like, maybe we need to change this. No one ever wants, like NAR, the boards, big brokerages.
They don't care.
No, they don't care because we pay our monthly fees.
Right.
You are just a monthly fee to them. You're LA Fitness and you're obese, and they don't give 2 craps if you show up or don't. Right?
That's
Why
true.
is LA Fitness $39 a month? Because it'll come out of your account every single month, and you won't even realize it.
And they don't even expect you to show up.
They don't even want you to show up because you take up space. And so that is so funny. If you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over, and you keep running to the same brokerages over and over and over, and you're not getting any better, well, what do you think so? Because you keep running to the same thing. And you have to remember, and nothing against Brian, but their job is to sell you on going to a brokerage. That's their job. Like, that's what they get paid to do. I almost went to Keller Williams. Nothing against Keller Williams. I know there's agents that crush it at Keller Williams. My old mentor, Kevion, was at Keller Williams. But that's not meant for everyone. And if you're there and you're not doing any deals and you feel like, or you're doing deals and you're getting no support and they're not helping you out at all, because like right now, you know, if your game was open houses last year, you can't even do open houses anymore.
Yeah.
What is everyone telling you what you should be doing? Nothing. Okay. How does not every main brokerage office not have a full-time media team by now? It's 2021, people. Let's freaking go. I mean, seriously. It's ridiculous.
All right. Well, how do we end this convo?
Dang, bro. It's Monday. Monday Freestyle Mondays on the rants. On the real estate rants.
Oh, in all honesty, you know, I really respect the job that agents do. Especially
it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. Especially professionals, because you really guys, like, manage your own company in your own system. You run your own ship. You're not depending on other people. You're self-sufficient, resourceful. At the end of the day, you guys should be earning 100% of that equity that you build in your business, hands down.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, but then it goes back to ego, right? Can you handle not having your name? Because when you go to side, you can't have your name. Can you handle not having your name on your company?
Well, I look at it in two ways, right? In the beginning, your name has to be on everything because you're building your own personal brand and you want people to know you, right? Sphere of influence. But if you're thinking about retiring, you have to detach yourself from the business somehow. And the first place that you should do that is with an independent brand.
That's what I'm saying. But some people's ego can't let it go.
That's true. But
small thinkers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never understood that, but again, you're not trying to open down like houses or doors like until you're 70 or 80.
I don't even want to open doors now. I'm 33.
Exactly. You just want to leave.
Well, retire. I think the hard part too. I think that moving forward in the industry, I think that it will change because you just can't keep up anymore. The game has changed so much nowadays. Clients are more needier than ever. And they know they can get a hold of you 24/7, and they know that they can easily replace you. They can find someone else super quick. They can look at other people's deals. They can look at, like, let's go back for 1 second. Go to before the internet, say the 90s.
Huh.
You didn't have the internet, so you were, as an agent, you were really only competing with people in your neighborhood because that's why farming was a thing.
Right.
Because you could farm your neighborhood, you could door knock your neighborhood, you could send out mailers in your neighborhood, all those things. Those people could not go on the internet and find an agent anywhere, right? So
you
only
have to go
farming.
into an office.
Yeah, you'd have to go in the yellow pages or walk into an office, something like that. Then the other thing was, and at the time, humans haven't changed. Whatever's easiest. I got a postcard from so-and-so. I've been getting postcards from them for the last 3 years. Oh, they must be good agents. You don't know if they are or not. You can't run their numbers. You can't look at reviews. Now, I can look at reviews. I can look at how long was the agent. I can look how many times you switch companies. I can look at what's your average sale price you sell. I can look at how often you sell, how many houses you have on the market. You can look at all those things.
Yeah, the consumer's a lot more savvy now.
For sure. And then now, why I think most people that are in the game now that won't last until they're 70 is because it's just 24/7 all the freaking time.
Right.
I mean, if I've had clients, and some actually the agents are worse than clients now. Other agents, it's like you get a phone call, email, and text from one agent. You're like, dude, I'm with someone right now. I'll get back. Like, you just gotta text me. Just text me once, or they'll text you at 10 o'clock at night. And then you're like, where have you been for 11 hours? Like, we dealt with that at 9 a.m. this morning. Why are you calling me at 10 o'clock at night? And then you're shocked. Well, I'm pissed right now. Like, why are you bothering me? I'm in bed. Like, and I think that's why I don't think.
Well, they're looking for service now.
Well, I just don't think we will be able to last that long. It's just too much to keep up. Unless you get your system super dialed in,
right? You
just can't keep up now. I mean, half the time my clients know a house gone into escrow before I even hear back from an agent. Because the moment they switch that thing over to in escrow, it goes to Zillow. Zillow sends them a notification that the house is in escrow. And I haven't even heard from the agent. And as a producing agent, I'm sorry, but I don't have time I'm leveraging the internet. I don't have time to sit there and watch the MLS. Or, you know what I mean? I don't have that time. I'm leveraging the technology, not allowing technology to replace me.
Right, right.
and that's why I think guys at Side are starting to realize another, it's a lot harder than people think it is. You can have technology, but at the end of the day, you still have to be that CEO or that person to run your company as an agent. That people don't realize is like I said earlier in the podcast, if the deal goes smooth, of course, anyone can do that deal. But when things go wrong,
they're going to need you.
They're going to need someone that's not. And the sad thing is like sometimes it's too late. Or it's like, dude, you're already screwed. Sorry, you're already going to lose your money. Or your EMD is going to lose, or you're going to fall out of escrow, or there's nothing we can do about that. And then most times sellers or buyers go like, screw it, let's just do the deal. Like, I'm already into it. Like, I don't care anymore. So, well, Brian, it's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Great time.
We'll do more of these.
You've heard,
I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Weekly podcast, me and Brian.
Freestyle Fridays.
We freestyle Fridays. We just can't drop it just about Side. Maybe we'll talk about maybe we'll have a topic.
Today's Monday, so we messed that one.
Maybe we'll start doing a topic. You know what I mean? Ooh, you know what? That actually would not be a bad thing for you, Brian.
What?
Why don't we start doing freestyle Fridays, and you follow more agents than I do.
Okay.
Well, you do agents, but I can share it. Is throwing out a question, a weekly question that they want us to talk about.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, think about how many, we could leverage it with Joe and have everyone share it around and be like, hey, what's a question? What's a topic you guys want us to talk about? And we could even bring Joe in here. I don't know if we do. We could bring
let's bring the crew.
Taylor won't come up here. He's too busy. We could get you, me, and Joe. I don't know if Tycor will let him, but we could get me, you, and Joe in here, and it'll be a topic for the week.
Let's do it.
All right. It's all about making content, people. So, all right. Until next time, I'm out.
Thanks, Adam. Bye.